The market was alive with sound, color, and the faint tang of ozone. Traders shouted across stalls, selling exotic artifacts, alien spices, and creatures that defied human biology. Elias Mercer had walked through countless markets in his life, but nothing prepared him for the outer rim bazaar of Vathros 9. He had come to the planet to acquire rare minerals for Earth's expanding colonies. But instead of crystals or ore, he found her. She was displayed like an object, suspended in a cage made of blackened metal and glowing restraints. Her skin shimmered silver under the artificial lights, and her eyes, two radiant pools of sapphire, searched the crowd desperately. A collar encircled her neck, embedded with microcircuits that pulsed faintly. The chains rattled when she moved, a constant reminder of her captivity. The alien girl. She looked at Elias, and for a fraction of a second, he saw more than fear. He saw recognition. Silent plea. The traders were human and alien alike, oblivious to the sentience behind the metal. "She's for sale," one called out, pointing to the pulsing collar. "Strong. Obedient. Rare specimen. Only the highest bidder can claim her." Elias felt his chest tighten. The instinct to act, to intervene, surged through him. Humans, he realized, often responded to injustice with immediate action, even when it wasn't strategically wise. Lasorians might have calculated the risks. He just reacted. "How much?" he asked, keeping his voice low. The trader smirked. 10,000 credits. She'll be shipped immediately. No returns." Elias counted silently. 10,000 credits were more than he had, but for a moment he didn't care. His focus was on her, the alien girl in chains, trembling yet somehow defiant. The transaction was fast. He handed over what credits he had, negotiating with a combination of human persistence and bluffing. The trader shrugged and deactivated the restraint security protocols, just enough for Elias to take her from the cage. Her movements were stiff, hesitant. Every step was painful, every glance wary. She did not speak in any language he could understand, but she did not resist him either. Her trust had yet to be earned. He led her through the winding streets to his ship, careful to avoid the attention of law enforcement and gang enforcers alike. Once aboard, she collapsed into a corner, the chains clicking faintly against the metal floor. Elias knelt beside her. "I'm not going to hurt you," he said gently. "I just want you safe." Her eyes narrowed slightly. Suspicion, not fear. That was different. That was survival instinct. The journey to safety was tense. The collar emitted faint pulses whenever she moved, a reminder that she was still technically a prisoner. Elias studied it closely, realizing the technology was alien but designed for control. "I can break it," he murmured. She flinched. The first reaction of trust he had seen, flinch. He continued anyway, tools in hand. The collar was complex, interlaced with nanocircuits and biometric locks. But Elias had learned over the years that human ingenuity often solved problems that seemed impossible. Hours passed, the glow from the collar illuminating their faces in dim arcs of light. And then click. The restraint fell away. She gasped, an ethereal sound, and for the first time moved freely. She did not run. Instead, she looked at him with something new. Gratitude, curiosity, tentative relief. Elias reached out a hand and she took it. Small, delicate, yet steady in her grip. "You're free," he whispered. Her lips parted slightly, as if to respond. No words came. Language, he realized, was secondary. Actions mattered more. Trust was built on gestures. For days, they navigated the outer rim together, moving between starports and safehouses. Her species, he learned her name was Lyra, was strong, agile, and highly intelligent. Her perception of danger was acute, and she reacted with caution to every human action. Elias realized she was not just a victim. She was a warrior in chains, trained and restrained by those who feared her potential. The more time they spent together, the more he understood her resilience. Humans endured, humans adapted. She had endured longer than most. The real test came when bounty hunters caught wind of her freedom. They ambushed them near an asteroid field, lasers cutting through the void. Lyra's instincts were instantaneous. She ducked, rolled, and grabbed Elias's arm to pull him behind cover. "Wait," she said in broken mechanical English she had learned from observing humans in captivity. "You help me again." "I've got you," he said, returning the grip. "Always." Together they fought, humans and alien alike, against the relentless pursuit. She learned quickly, adapting to his style of improvisation and courage. And he, in turn, learned her language. Gesture, tone, expression. It was in those moments of life or death that trust solidified into connection. When the dust settled, and the bounty hunters retreated with a frustrated roar, Lyra looked at him in a way that spoke more than words could. "You saved me," she said, voice trembling. "I trust you." Elias smiled, exhausted, bruised, and exhilarated. "I didn't save you because I had to. I saved you because I wanted to." For the first time, Lyra allowed herself to relax. She had been conditioned to survive, to distrust, to obey. Now she could feel the strange warmth of choice. And with that choice came a quiet, tentative gratitude that went deeper than chains or collars ever could. Weeks passed, and they traveled to a hidden colony, a neutral zone where humans and aliens coexisted. There, Lyra could learn, recover, and grow without the constant shadow of captivity. But the bond they had formed could not be ignored. Humans and Lasaurians might have coexisted politically, but the emotional connection between two intelligent species, one free, one once chained, was profound. One night, under the twin moons of the colony, she rested her head on his shoulder, finally letting herself feel safe. Elias wrapped an arm around her, a human gesture of protection and comfort, and she did not flinch. "You trust me now?" he asked softly. Lyra's eyes glimmered. "Yes, I choose you." It was not a word spoken lightly. In her culture, trust was hard-earned and rarely given, but she had given it fully to a human. The story of the human who freed the alien girl spread quietly through the colony. Some called it reckless. Others called it heroic. Elias did not care. He had learned that courage was not in the accolades, but in the choices made when no one watched. Lyra had learned that freedom was not merely physical. It was trust, it was choice, it was connection. And she had learned that humans, with all their flaws and resilience, could inspire hope across the stars. As the moons rose high, casting silvery light across the colony, they sat together in silence. No chains. No collars. Just two beings, different yet united, proving that even in a universe vast and indifferent, courage and compassion could change a life, and a galaxy, forever.